Hello, it's Sue Maddox from maddoxcreations.com, and today we're going to be using the lovely Beautiful Butterflies die and embossing folder to make a beautiful card a little bit like this one. Let's get started. Okay, this is a great embossing folder and set of dies. It's called Beautiful Butterflies. Comes with quite a number of dies here. We've got this one that can make a little fold out card. Let me just show you one of those. So it cuts and you can leave a little space here to make a little card. Makes a great little place card or invitation. It also has some outline dies for our various butterflies. We've got these couple of lovely ones for greetings as well that give a nice little edged greeting. And we've got our decorative butterfly parts in here as well, including these and our little butterfly, what are they, bodies? That's not quite the right word, is it? And the antenna that we can use as well. All right, let's see. Along with this one, in this bundle, we also have the embossing folder. This is one of those hybrid embossing folders that you can use in combination with the die, and we're going to be using that today. So it makes a lovely pattern on its own, and then we can also use it in conjunction with this outline die. Let's get a bit of a start here. So here's my card that I made before. This one uses the lovely Bloom Impressions DSP. That's retired now, but any sort of floral with a coordinating colour looks beautiful. And it's a petal pink is the part around here, and then we've got some melon mambo for a nice little highlight there. Okay, a nice lift up part so we can show off our little pattern paper underneath as well. All right, let's show you how we made that. Today we are going to use the Thoughtful Journey pattern paper. It's a 6x6 paper. It's got these beautiful patterns in it. We're going to use this one today. I thought would be lovely. And we're going to combine that with our Calypso Coral. So I just had a look on the pattern paper, flipped it over to see what colours coordinate, and then picked a couple of colours out to match my piece. So I'm using Calypso Coral, and we're also using a little piece of Pretty Peacock as well. Okay, let's get a start on this. Let's see if I've got all of my bits. I haven't made a video for a while, so we'll see whether we've got everything in order. Okay, first of all, we're going to make this embossed part. So I've got my Pretty Peacock here, and it is 13.8 centimetres by 9.5. Okay, well, let's get him set up. So I've got my embossing folder, and we're going to use this outline here. We just sit him in where he fits. You'll see where he just sits into place. And then, then we're going to put our little piece. We want to get this positioned just right. So you can see on our card here, we had it around about, let's go about here, maybe a little bit closer on the left-hand side. Actually, that's going to be that way, I think. Let's have a look. All right. Get him placed, and then let's just check whether that's going to be what we want. I think that looks pretty good. So we're ready to pop that through the Big Shot. And my sandwich that I used for that one was my base plate. I've got my embossed part with the embossing folder and my little number 4 plate there. All right, let's have a look and see what we've got. Open him up. Okay, so taking that out now, I've got my little embossed butterfly here and my little window underneath. Okay, let's get ready. So I want to put a nice little pattern paper piece on top of this just to add a little touch of detail. So going back to my dies here, I'm going to use this nice detailed butterfly this time. Now, before I run that through the embossing machine, I'm going to pop some of our adhesive sheet on the back, and that will just save me having to, it just makes it a little bit easier to stick down any of these little detailed bits. So let's have a look here. Peel off my backing. make sure that you're putting it onto the reverse side. I've done that before. I've accidentally stuck it onto the side that I want to show. So pop that on there, and that basically is going to make this into a little sticker. Let me find one over here. Okay, turn over. Now I'm going to just pick out a little piece that I want. I want some that does have this pretty peacock colour in it, because that's my colour that I'm using for the base. So I might go, let's go about like this. This has got a little bit of the Calypso coral as well. I think that'll work quite nicely. So I'm just going to go off to the side here and run that through the embossing machine. Okay, so we've run that through the embossing machine, and now we are going to take this off and keep this little piece, because we're going to use that for something else later on. And now I'll use my little take your pick tool and poke out some of these little pieces here. Make a little bit of, so we've poked all of those little pieces out now. So now we have our nice little detail piece that we are going to stick onto this little one here. Lovely. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to peel off my backing and get a nail in there very gently. Okay. And I think this is time to put the glasses on. And let's have a little look at this. So we want to make sure we get this on nicely. Just a gentle little press first till we make sure we've got him in the right position. And then we can poke him down. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so now we've got our little butterfly ready. Now we're ready for a body. I have used the this body here, the biggest one, and I did this bit earlier just to save a little bit of time. So we've got that out of Calypso Coral, and that is going to stick just on here as a nice little highlight. Let me go and find my glue dots. Here are my glue dots. So I'm going to use my tool again. And then we'll just put a few little glue dots over here. I'm just going to fold them over a little bit. These are nice, you can sort of stretch them out to fit in well. This must be an old pack of glue dots because the dots are on the other side now. Okay, let's pop him on there. And I've stuck him to the desk. All right, and then we are ready to stick him on to the middle. So let's get his antenna, make sure the antenna are in the right spot. There we go, lovely. So we're all ready for him. So let's put that to one side for a minute. Now we want our piece of pattern paper to show through here. So I'm going to use the same piece again that we used before, and then just pick out a nice little spot. Now for this one, I don't actually cut the pattern paper to size. I prefer to do it this way. Let me just find my glue. Okay, so for this bit, I like to do it like this. So I've got my glue, and I am just going to pop some glue, a little bit of glue on the back of this one. Now, normally this is where I get glue everywhere, so we'll just try and keep it nice and thin. All right, just make sure we've got a little bit around here so he stays down. All right, our glue over here, and let's see which bit of our paper we want to highlight with this. So I want to make sure I've got some of this nice part here. That looks good. And I'm just going to leave a tiny little border there down this side. And I didn't get glue everywhere. What a miracle. Yeah. Okay, so I've stuck him down with just a thin border on this side, and then we're going to cut the other sides to match very carefully here. So let's just put him in here and double check that we've got it nice and straight. Not quite straight on that one, actually. We might go just a tiny bit this way and go again. Oops. It's a bit better. Okay, and then we want to go along here. Okay, so my little bit of cutting there, and then I've got just a nice little skinny border around the edge. Now we're ready to pop this guy back on. So I'm just going to fold up his arms a little bit, his wings, sorry. What am I talking about? And then pop some glue dots along the centre, ready to stick him on. So let's grab some of these, and we'll just pop a nice good row of them. We want this to be nice and strong, so we'll use a few, I think. There we go. And maybe one for his head. Okay, now we're ready to stick this part on. Let's have a look here. Okay. There we go. We've got our little piece here, and then we are ready to stick this onto our base card. A little furry bit there. I think I need to put some new blades in my trimmer. All right, let's get ready to stick him down. So I'll just put some tape on the back of some glue on the back of this one. There we go. And onto our base card. This is usually where I stick it on crooked. But anyway, let's see how we go. We should have around about a 1/2 centimetre border around the edge. There we go. All right, all we need now is our greeting. So let's get set for that. Put him to one side. Now for the greeting this time, I am going to use one of our stamps from our last chance list. It's called Sentimental Park. So this is While Stocks Last. Anything on the last chance list. I'm going to use that Let's Celebrate stamp, and let's just double check that he fits into my greeting. And we can see there, yep, that's going to be beautiful into my outline cutting thing. So let's go and grab one of those scraps of paper that we had from before that we cut the butterfly out of. Okay, so when I've had a look at that, that is actually not going to work because that is just not quite going to fit in here. He's going to hang out the edge a little bit. So I'm just going to stamp my greeting again a little bit closer. And this time I'm going to put the die a little bit closer to the edge of the greeting. Okay, because I should have used a smaller greeting for this one. But anyway, so let's go and cut that one out. All right, let's try again. So now we've got him a little bit closer to this edge, and I think that that is going to work. Let's have a look. Yes. So we'll snip off a little bit here. Hopefully that wasn't too much to snip off. All right, let's see how we're going. I think that looks good. Do we want him to be, maybe he can come out a little bit there. Yep, that is going to be perfect. So I'm going to pop, while I've got the glue dots out here, I think I will just use those again. Actually, what am I talking about? I think this has got sticky stuff on the back. That's handy. All right, that was my piece that I had put the adhesive sheet on the back of. So I'll make use of that. Peel that off. And let's tuck him in here. Now, I just want to get him nicely lined up over this side. There we go. Perfect. All right, and I think we are all finished. Let's clear a little bit of this out of the way. Little bits and pieces. Okay, so we've got our lovely butterfly thing, and once his wings come up, we can get a nice little peek at that gorgeous pattern paper underneath. So this was Thoughtful Journey pattern paper. Pretty Peacock was that main colour, and then Calypso Coral at the back. Nice simple card, and a great one in lots of different pattern papers. Just grab one out of your stash, grab a couple of matching bits of cardstock, and that is all we need there. And of course, our beautiful butterflies, hybrid embossing folder and dies. All right. I've been Sue Maddox from maddoxcreations.com. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that was helpful. And I will catch you again another day. Thank you. Bye.